So today we're going to Bradley Stoke, where there's a car boot sale. It's in the area of Bristol. I've never been there before, so it'd be worth checking it out. Hopefully we'll pick up some games. Okay, so today we went out to Hambrook in Bristol, and there's a massive car boot sale there. Had never actually been there before, thought we'd check it out. To be honest with you, it was huge. I gotta be honest, I was really impressed with it. It was huge. It was just a massive field, loads of people there selling all sorts of stuff. It was quite exciting. So we pulled up. The first game sort of place that we came to with this guy, he obviously sells there quite regular. He had a bucket load of games. No majorly old school titles there. I think the oldest stuff he had there was a Sega Mega Drive couple of games. And yeah, I gotta be honest, it was cool though. There's plenty of PS2, plenty of PS3, more modern sort of stuff. So we had a look through. He had a couple of N64 carts there. There were some really good titles there actually. They had James Bond, they had Mario 64, really good titles. I was looking through the PS1 collection because I'm still looking at building that up a little bit, and I spotted a couple of games there that I've been looking for a little while. When I was a kid, I used to have Mortal Kombat 3. Mortal Kombat, obviously, it's a huge franchise. It's a sort of fighting game. I loved it a lot as a kid, and I remember actually having that for the PlayStation 1. So I seen that, and I just thought I have to buy this. It was a really nice box actually as well. It was in a cardboard box, no manual with it, but I didn't care about that. I just wanted to sort of get back and play that game again. So I picked that up. I also picked up another game that I used to play a lot as a kid, Abe's Odyssey, and that was a really good game. You play as like this sort of alien creature in this sort of desolate world. You go across, and it's a side-scrolling platformer. It's a really good title. I remember one of the funniest things about it was you can make him speak, and you could also make him fart, which, you know, as a kid was quite hilarious for a game. And the other game I picked up was Crash Bandicoot. It was Crash Team Racing, which is Sony's take on Mario Kart. Really good take on it actually. A lot of fun to play. So it's using all the same sort of characters as you'd see in the platformer of Crash Bandicoot. And it's just a racing title. It's just a lot of good fun. One of the sort of games you play with your friends. You know, on a sort of Friday night sort of thing. Good fun. So I picked all three of them up. In total, I think I paid about £17 for that, and yeah, that was great. I didn't really care. It was just good just to have these games again. Brought back a lot of memories. I really enjoyed that. So yeah, we kind of walked around for a bit. There was some great stuff there. Not only obviously games, they had plenty to offer. There were lots of people selling a lot of stuff. We were going across, and I seen a couple of Xbox games, original Xbox, and I seen a Star Wars title in there. And I got to be honest, I'm starting to pick up a couple of the titles for Star Wars. They did a lot of Star Wars games, and that's not uncommon. I can't even tell you how many titles are out there of Star Wars, but there's a lot. There was one that I've been looking at, Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars for the original Xbox. So I picked that up, and I got that for quite a good price. I think I bought that for £1. Yeah, I was really chuffed with that. So yeah, like I say, I really enjoyed that. So we're walking around, checking it all out. There's guys selling all sorts of stuff there, lots of computer stuff. Lots of sort of clothes and toys and different various things like that. We come to another vendor then, and they had a couple of PlayStation games, PlayStation 2. And I'd seen another Star Wars game, and I was quite interested in that. It had Boba Fett on the front. It's actually called Bounty Hunter. Now, I vaguely remember this game coming out. At the time, I wasn't all that big into Star Wars. It was something that my cousins were huge on. I was focusing on other stuff, but you know, I remember Boba Fett being a very big character in the Star Wars franchise, even though I think in the original films, how long does he have? Like a couple of seconds, maybe a line?
Well, he has a major part in Empire, you know.
Okay.
Obviously he takes Han Solo's Jabba's palace.
Oh, of course he does, yeah.
Then.
I was thinking of the lines that he was saying. He only has like one major line.
They're cool lines though.
Yeah, they are cool lines, yeah. So anyway, but they managed to make an entire game out of it, and that was cool. So I picked that up. I think that was £1 as well, wasn't it? Yeah. So another one to add to the collection. I actually haven't played it yet. I want to give that a go though soon. So yeah. Okay, so we go around to this one vendor, and there's a couple of toys on the table, and we look over and we see this figure of Terminator, and it was really good. Fan picked it up, so
yeah. Basically found this in a little bucket full of action men, those sorts of stuff, and asked the woman how much she wanted it for it. 50p. And I was like, yeah, class. So 1992 Kenner Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 2. Took the back off, chucked some new batteries in her, getting a bit hopeful, and it did actually work. That goes on, baby.
yeah, it does.
I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby.
On the final button. Since the lives on. Anyway, check these out online. Loose like this with none of the accessories are going for about, I don't know, roughly between, I don't know, 12 up to £20. If you get it with the original aviator sunglasses and the chain machine gun, you're looking around like 25 to 30 and up, and then boxed you're looking at even more. So 50p for that, awesome.
Right, so we went around the rest of the boot sale. By this point, there was a couple more games that I'd managed to pick up. I picked up Sonic Heroes for the PS2. Now, Sonic is one of the old school Sega games. It didn't originally come out with the console and things like that, but it turned out to be one of the biggest franchises Sega had. And that, once Sega had kind of come to the end of its life, it actually went on to be on other systems. I know they did a couple of games on the GameCube. It was quite prevalent on the PS2 and various other consoles, including the Nintendo Wii as well. I think there's a couple of games on. Anyway, so this game was there, Sonic Heroes. I actually have Sonic Heroes for the GameCube, but I just thought it'd be cool to have it for the PS2 as well. So yeah, I asked the lady how much it was, and yeah, I think that was another £1 again. So I was quite happy with that. Another great Sonic game. So yeah, we kind of had a little wander about then, checked out a couple of other cool things. At the moment, I'm currently working on building an arcade unit, and that's something that's going to come in a later video. But I picked up a Raspberry Pi, which is one of these little computers. And you can program them to basically do whatever it is that you want with it. So a lot of people have been using them to create arcade game units. So I've been looking at doing that, and but the only thing is I needed a keyboard and I needed a mouse as well. So had a little wander around and actually managed to pick up a Apple original keyboard for £1, which I was really happy with. It's all fully working. I've tested it out. It's great. It's got 2 little USB ports on the side, because the limitations with the Raspberry Pi is it's only got 2 USB ports, which makes it quite difficult to have anything other than the mouse and the keyboard working with it. So anyway, so I managed to pick that up as well. That was a cool little thing. I was very happy with that. On the second time around, going around the car boot sale, we actually found a couple of other games. I'm currently collecting for the PSP, which is the PlayStation Portable, which is a console, a handheld console. I really love this console, it's really good. I'm trying to get a complete collection. I'm quite a fair way off of it at the moment. I've got about 120 games as it stands, and there's over 800 titles for that console. So I'm always on the hunt for those PSP games. So I went and checked out this one vendor, and he had a load of PSP titles down at the bottom of his table. I completely missed this the first time around. So I had a look. They were all titles that I needed. So I asked the guy, how much you selling them for? He said, they're £1 each. And there was a good couple of titles, and I was really happy with that. So yeah, we continued walking around, and then I actually noticed later on that there was a quiz show game for the PS2 called Buzz. This game I actually own on PS3. I own the PS2 original thing, but this actually had the wired controllers with it. It had there were two copies, what looked like two copies of the same music quiz. But the woman said that she'd actually lost the case for the other one, and the other one was actually the sports quiz. So I asked her how much she wanted for it, and she wanted £1. And I mean, it's a really good game. It's good fun, especially if you're over with your mates. You just want a bit of fun. It's like a game show. You press the button on it if you get the right answers, and there's different colours to choose from options. Really, really good fun. And the guy in his the main character in it is really like sarcastic, like a typical.
Hands up, who wishes they'd done their homework? Yes, that should have been all of you.
Like a typical game show host. So that's, it's a good game, and I mean for £1 you can't really go wrong. In total I picked up 20 games at that boot sale, which is not bad at all. I haven't had a chance to play through them all yet, but I'm going to work on it now. So yeah, I spent less than 30 quid on all of those games, and there's a couple of titles. Yeah, that was including the keyboard, the mouse, and the Terminator figure, so we were all good for that really. So yeah.
Hasta la vista, baby. I'll be back.
There's a shop in Blackwood that I regularly visit called Cash Generator. It's worldwide, it's UK wide, and they tend to sell a lot of electronics, a lot of games sort of stuff. And like I say, they tend to have titles in every now and again. So I do tend to go there quite a bit just to see if there's anything worth picking up. So there was a game Pitfall in there. Originally it was for the Atari. Back, I think it was 1982 it actually came out. It's a really popular game. A lot of people enjoyed that game. This was a PS2 remake of the game. Now, I actually haven't played the PS2 remake, but I haven't even really heard anything too much about it. But I thought it'd be worth a go. I looked at how much it was £1. I thought, yeah, why not? That'd be good to pick up. Okay, so we go and check out another shop in the Blackwood area. It's a charity shop. Usually I go in this place quite regular. Very rarely do they ever have games. But this time we asked them, and the guy was like, oh, hang on a minute. So he goes out to the back, and there's this massive, and I mean massive crate of games on it. There must have been easily 100 games in there. I was really shocked, because this place usually struggles to ever have any games in. It's usually other ones in the Blackwood area that tend to pick them up. This is kind of only just out of the Blackwood area. So anyway, I go in the shop, and he brings up this massive crate of games. I'm thinking, wow, I was just shocked because they never usually have it. But anyway, so I start flicking through these titles, and there's a couple of good titles in there. So I thought, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm looking through the games, and I come across an Xbox game. It's another Star Wars game. It's Star Wars Republic Commander. Again, I've never actually played this game, but I'm looking at picking up Star Wars titles, so I thought, okay, yeah, I'll give that a go. Had a look, yeah, it's £1. I'm really happy with that. I don't really know how much these games are worth. I'm not really interested in picking them up for crazy prices or anything like that. I'm just interested in playing the games. So yeah, I was quite happy to pick this one up. Okay, so I was looking through and just picking up another couple of games, and anyway, this lady comes and looks at me, this older lady one, I love her. She comes over and she goes, oh, do you collect them, do you? You like the PlayStation, do you? And I go, oh yeah, I'm sort of just looking through and what have you. She went, oh, I got a couple of them in the car. I was going to take them to the charity shop, but you can have them. Oh, right, okay, cool. I mean, I thought it was really kind of her, to be honest with you. So anyway, next thing I know, her husband brings back a load of games, doesn't it? So I'm looking through, and I was really lucky, to be honest with you. There was some really good titles in there. And one of them, the biggest title that was in there was Jack and Daxter. It was a PS2. I actually can't think of what title it was, but it was a Jack and Daxter game for the PS2. Jack and Daxter is a really popular series by Naughty Dog, and for anyone that doesn't know, I would recommend picking up any game that's made by Naughty Dog. They're a really solid company. They're the ones that have brought out games like Crash Bandicoot. They brought out Last of Us for the PS3, PS4. I think it came out remastered on as well. Really, really solid titles. So yeah, I was just amazed, to be honest. That was really kind of her. So thank you very much if you ever watch this. So yeah, picked up a couple more games, and yeah, I was just really chuffed with that. Overall, it was quite a good day, considering we were just like having a little wander. I ended up coming away with a good couple of games. I think it was 13 games in total. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was 6, because I spent £6 in total that day, and for a total of 13 games, really. I know that 6 were given for free, but you know, overall that's not a bad little haul. So yeah, plenty of games to try out now and crack on with. Yeah, that was good.
Hey guys, that was episode 2. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and also check out Retrobusters on Instagram and Facebook. Follow us next time for episode 3, where we're checking out the goriest games and the creepiest collectibles. Also, don't forget to check out and follow Fan Octo, the music maestro and toy collector. Cheers guys, see you next time.